Now, in case the athletes were not able to hear us introduce ourselves earlier, my name is Sanchez. I'm the director for the Department of Senior Affairs for the City of Albuquerque. And joining me on stage this evening is the Associate Director for the Department of Senior Affairs, Anthony Romero. And we're very pleased and honored to serve as the MCs tonight. Now please stand for the presentation of colors and the national anthem. The Albuquerque Police Honor Guard will conduct the presentation of colors this evening, and Deshae Quillen will sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thanks again to the Albuquerque Police Honor Guard and Deshae Quillen. I would like to introduce Father Robert Campbell for this evening's invocation. Father Robert Campbell is part of the Norbertine community of Santa Maria de la Vid Abbey in Albuquerque.
Thank you, and on behalf of my Norbertine brothers of the Abbey of Santa Maria de la Vid, it is a great honor to be here this evening and to pray for the blessings of God upon us. So let us pray. Heavenly Father, be with these athletes as they test their physical skills. Let them play well and fairly. Let competition make them strong. Grant them the strength and the challenges they face, and lead them always to help their opponent up. Grant them moments to rejoice. Help them to stay safe from injury. Help them to learn something that matters once the game is over. And through athletics, may they set an example of virtue. Let them teach us the camaraderie that comes in a game well played. May they show us the virtues of dedication, sportsmanship, and ultimately that we are all on the same team. Strong and faithful God, as we come together for these Senior Olympics, we ask you to bless these athletes, keep them safe from injury and harm, instill in them respect and honor for each other, and reward them for their perseverance. And may you lead us all to the rewards of your kingdom, where you live and reign forever and ever. Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, Father Campbell. Now I have the pleasure to introduce our Albuquerque Mayor, Tim Keller, up to the podium. Mayor Keller took office on December 1st of 2017 and has been very impressed with the active individuals in our community. Last month he showed off some of his impressive pickleball skills on Civic Plaza at the Year Out celebration that we have in anticipation for the 2019 National Senior Games that will be held in our beautiful city in June 14th through the 25th of 2019. I have the pleasure of introducing Mayor Keller.
Good evening, Albuquerque. Good evening, New Mexico. It is such a treat to see folks from all around our great state right here in the Duke City. And I gotta say, it brought back a lot of memories seeing everyone parade by. For 3 great years, I was a state auditor. And that means that I visited a lot of your community centers and your senior centers. And I got to go to a lot of feast days. I got to go to a lot of parades all around our state, and so really special to see folks showing off their local pride. Great to see our Pueblo communities in the house. Thank you for all being here. Our Mescalero and Navajo neighbors, thank you also for being here. And every county in the state that's participating, even our out-of-state neighbors. That was great to see them as well. Thank you all for coming to the Duke City for the games. Now, I want to acknowledge a few folks. They've been speaking a little bit, but they're very important to this event, and so I think we should all give them a quick thank you and round of applause. Number one, the woman before me, Anna Sanchez, our Director of Senior Affairs, who puts a lot of this on. Thank you, Anna. And Cici Acosta, the Executive Director of the whole show. Where are you? Give us a wave back there. And of course, Hazel Talit, she is the Executive Director of our National Senior Games, which we talked about are coming soon. And Sue Lavacek and Jason Mountain, who are joining us from the National Senior Games Association from Florida. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome. Bienvenidos. And I think first and foremost, let me say congratulations and happy 40th anniversary to the New Mexico Senior Olympics. Cici, great job, team and your team. Happy 40th. I'm also 40 years old, so I don't know what that means, but it feels good. And even though I was 40, I was schooled in pickleball, by the way. The senior teams just were so much better. It was really impressive to see in a great game. But this is an extra important year, of course, as we mentioned, because this is the beginning for something special in our state, something that I don't think has happened before, which is that this Games is the precursor to the National Games. So I want to see as many as we can from every county and from every city and from every pueblo represented in our National Games next year. That's the goal, to get everyone here and show off our talents to the rest of the country. Now, for these games, we have 2,000 athletes registered, and we've got 137 actually visiting from other states. So I think only 3 of them were here tonight, but we got 137 guests, and we're going to show off the land of enchantment to them. Now, I also want to mention, I am just so proud of all our homegrown athletes, especially all of the folks. It was extra special to hear the most senior members of each delegation. And you are an inspiration for me, I know an inspiration for around the state, to stay active and healthy and continue to participate in your community. Thank you, everyone who's participating in the games. Now, as we enjoy our time here in the Duke City, we want you to go for the gold and the silver and the bronze, and we're glad you're even here participating and that you're bringing your family. Folks outside, if you can see behind you, you have a crowd of family, friends, and fans that are going to be here throughout. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for celebrating your family members. Thank you for coming out. So we've got 90 events happening in the next 5 days throughout our city, and I want to encourage you all to check out and watch the other games, not just the ones you're involved in. Get engaged, meet folks from all around the city, and let me just leave you with this. I believe that we are one community in New Mexico, and I believe that in many ways we rise and fall with each other. Our roots are extremely deep. We know that. We go back, for some of us, time immemorial to this land. And for us, this is a way to get together and celebrate who we are in all of our diversity and all of our richness and all that defines us as the land of enchantment. So enjoy each other, enjoy the Duke City while you're here. We want you to eat in as many restaurants as you can and stay an extra day. Give us all that GRT, and we're going to give it back to you in terms of a great event. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's an honor to be here with you. Thank you.
On behalf of all of these inspiring athletes with us tonight, thank you, Mayor Keller, for your support. It's greatly appreciated. Miguel Ulibarri is the Aging Network Division Deputy Director with the New Mexico Aging and Long-Term Services Department. I'd like to bring him up to the podium, and I would like to thank Miguel. Thank you and your team for all of the work you do on a daily basis for the seniors in our community.
Thank you. Thank you, and welcome to the 2018 New Mexico Senior Olympic State Games. Secretary Knowles was not able to be here this afternoon and would like me to send her apologies. And so when CC asked me to be able to read the proclamation, of course I started shaking, having to sit up here in front of everybody. But that quickly subsided when I realized the honor it is to be able to stand up here and look at each and every one of you, and right from my heart say welcome, welcome. Again, thank you, because we can't say enough to Cici Acosta, her board, her staff, who worked tirelessly all year long to put this event together. A huge thank you to my staff sitting out in the audience, and our partners with the Aging Network division and throughout the Aging Network, our friends. And so without further ado, I will read the proclamation sent from Governor Martinez. So whereas New Mexico Senior Olympics is essential to the Aging and Long-Term Services Department's mission to help New Mexico's elders lead healthy, independent, high-quality lives, and whereas New Mexico Senior Olympics is dedicated to providing adults 50 years of age and older with opportunities for a healthy and active lifestyle through year-round education, fitness, and sporting events, and whereas New Mexico Senior Olympics is the largest multi-sport competition in New Mexico for active seniors, and whereas more than 500 community volunteers will contribute to the success of these games, whereas the 40th annual New Mexico Senior Olympic Summer Games will be held in Albuquerque on July 18th through July 22nd, 2018, and whereas New Mexico Senior Olympics Games consist of 24 different sports and over 90 events, and athletes will compete in 5 age categories, and whereas a record number of over 2,000 athletes from across the state will compete in these games, and spectators are encouraged to come out and watch these athletes in action. And whereas athletes at this year's New Mexico Summer Games will qualify to advance to the 2019 National Senior Games. And whereas Albuquerque will host the 2019 National Senior Games next summer, which is the first time the National Senior Games have been held in New Mexico. And whereas athletes agree, you don't stop playing because you grow old. You grow old because you stop playing. Now therefore, I, Susana Martinez, Governor of the State of New Mexico, do hereby proclaim July 18th through 22nd, 2018 as New Mexico Senior Olympics Week throughout the state of New Mexico. Welcome, senior athletes. Good luck and enjoy the games.
Thanks again, Miguel. We have a few City of Albuquerque councilors with us this evening that I'd like to recognize. Councilor Cynthia Borrego. One of our senior athletes, Councilor Brad Winter, pole vaulter. And also City of Albuquerque City Council President, Councilor Ken Sanchez. Councilor Sanchez, please come to the podium.
What an honor to be standing here this evening, and also with me this evening our city councilors, Brad Winter, who won the gold medal today. Congratulations. And Councilor Borrego, thank you for also being here. For Pobolt, excuse me. But we are blessed and fortunate to live in New Mexico and in the land of enchantment. This is a wonderful state that we live in. And as I watch the parade of individuals coming in, what I love the most about New Mexico is our cultural diversity. We are blessed and fortunate with the cultural diversity in our community, but more importantly, we are blessed with the seniors that are here participating, those that are young at heart, that are participating in these senior games. And this year is the 40th anniversary, and next year will be a milestone because Albuquerque will be hosting the National Senior Games, and we will have athletes from across the country. But for those that are participating here today, it's critically important that you finish with a gold, a bronze, or a silver medal because you get to participate in the national games. But I think more importantly tonight, each and every one of you that are participating, I mean, some of you seniors are 98 years old participating in these games. 90 years old, 80 years old, it's unbelievable. I did not want to attempt to participate in the games because I was intimidated when I saw the athletes walk in, so I'm glad I did not. But again, let the games begin, and we'd like to welcome those individuals from out of state to Albuquerque. I truly believe that we live in the greatest state in this country, New Mexico. Welcome and let the games begin. Thank you.
Thank you, Council President Sanchez. Now I'd like to invite Mr. Steve Duran, he's the current chairman of the New Mexico Senior Olympics, and he would speak on behalf of the organization that is all responsible for these wonderful games.
Hey guys, what's going on? You having a good time? Yeah. All right, it's great to see you. For those that I've had the opportunity to meet over the past 20 years, what a treat to see you again. And for those that I've yet to meet, I look forward to reaching out to you and get to know you a little bit as we go through the events. So on behalf of the board of directors, the staff, and the hundreds of volunteers, it's my honor to welcome you to the 40th Annual New Mexico Senior Games. We've been preparing for this week and for your arrival. You've been preparing and training for this week to compete in your events, reunite with old friends, and make new ones. There are over 2,000 athletes registered to compete this year, a new registration record, and one that is fitting for our 40th Summer Games in New Mexico. We also celebrate the coming of the National Senior Games that'll be held in Albuquerque in June of 2019. Your event placement in these Summer Games will qualify you for the Nationals next year. May you do your very best this week. In 1979, New Mexico Senior Olympics was established and began its role in promoting health and fitness in New Mexico. 40 years later, we stand here tonight, 2,000 strong, united in the spirit of friendly competition. You are an inspiration and an excellent example to those around you by being active, exercising, and competing. Enjoy the games in the beautiful city of Albuquerque. Whether you're on the field, on the court, or in the gym, I encourage you to make some great memories this week. May you play your very best.
Thank you, Steve. In the short time that I've been with the Department of Senior Affairs, I have been incredibly impressed with the great work that CC and her team do to encourage people in our community to stay active.
Anna and I are going to get to share some really inspiring stories with all of you now. There are some amazing individuals among us this evening, and we're going to take a little time to introduce them to you. Mr. Larry Johnson is our eldest athlete who will be competing in this year's games. Mr. Johnson is 98 years old. He is a cyclist who accepted a challenge from his grandson to ride 90 miles on his 90th birthday. He accepted the challenge and rode an extra 10 miles to make it a 100-mile ride on a spin cycle in a gym right here in the city of Albuquerque. Best of luck to you, Mr. Johnson, as you compete this week in the 50-meter run. A New Mexico Senior Olympics board member will present a plaque and gift to you.
Next, I'd like to go ahead and share a little bit about Mary De La O from Gallup. She is being recognized as the outstanding female golden athlete. Mary, can you please stand, and a New Mexico Senior Olympics board member will recognize you with a plaque and gift. Mary is 71 years of age and participates in basketball, three-point shot, and free throw, 8-ball pool, horseshoes, and shuffleboard. She has a great passion for Senior Olympics, and that is known around her community. From raising money for senior scholarships to serving on an advisory council for the local senior center, she is a presence in her community. Mary also has a passion for her family. She's a wife, a mother of 4, grandmother of 10, great-grandmother of 6. Born and raised in Gallup in a family of 12 siblings, she grew up pitching horseshoes at family picnics and still loves challenging herself to do better and try new things. This year, she chose to participate in the Frisbee distance event for the very first time. Mary has relied on sports and fitness as a way to avoid depression and sadness. She finds that the fellowship she encounters while participating in the New Mexico Senior Olympics allows her to help other people discover their own joy in sports and recreation. Mary says, even people who have never considered themselves athletes can learn new sports to maintain fitness and muscle tone as they age. Mary cites the motto of the New Mexico Senior Olympics for keeping her active. You don't stop playing because you grow old. You grow old because you stop playing. Congratulations, Mary.
This year's outstanding male golden athlete is Wendell Osborne from Clovis. Mr. Osborne, please stand, and a New Mexico Senior Olympics board member will present you with a plaque and gift. At 80 years old, Mr. Osborne participates in basketball free throw and three-point shot, soccer kick, frisbee accuracy, shot put, pole vault, high jump, javelin, standing log jump, air gun, both rifle and pistol. Wow. To continue the wow factor, Wendell has been participating in the Senior Olympics for more than 25 years. During this quarter of a century, he has collected over 400 medals. He says that he is kind of shy, so many people don't hear him brag about his perfect score in soccer kick or the 15 points he makes at the free throw line in basketball. The Clovis 50-plus Board of Directors nominated Wendell for his athletic abilities. They are outstanding in just about every sport that he takes up. He has been playing basketball since high school in Rosedale, New Mexico. Mixing it up in sports and trying new challenges allows him the opportunity to act like a kid again. In addition to his athletic abilities, Wendell is a kind person. The person who nominated him stated he is always willing to volunteer locally whenever asked, and sometimes without being asked. He is always willing to teach new Olympians how to throw the javelin, shot put, or discus, and is very eager to share his expertise with anyone who asks. Not only is he an athlete, he is also a talented musician, singer, and songwriter. He has recorded a Christian CD with his wife of 45 years, Jan. Thank you for all that you do, Wendell.
This year's Courage Award is presented to Bonnie Coleman from Bernalillo. A New Mexico Senior Olympics board member will present a gift and placard. At 65 years of age, Ms. Coleman participates in the 50 and 100 yards freestyle swimming, 50 and 100 yards backstroke, discus, shot put, javelin, and softball. Bonnie lives courage every day and has done so for the last 36 years. In 1982, she was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. It has gradually robbed her of mobility. She is partially paralyzed on her left side and is partially paralyzed from the knees down. However, this does not stop her from getting out and exercising. Bonnie contributes her success to never giving up and says if you want something bad enough, you might find a way. Doctors warned her 3 times during her life that she might never be able to walk again. At one point in her life, she was in a wheelchair for 5 years. Exercise and persistence allowed her to get upright again, and she was delighted to prove those doctors wrong. In 2004, Bonnie began competing in the New Mexico Senior Olympics, and in 2008, she qualified to compete at the national level. In 2012, she won a gold medal in freestyle swimming and a silver medal in the backstroke. Bonnie and her twin sister Connie have a friendly rivalry going on, and she also competes in swimming and women's softball. Although there is no known cure for MS, Bonnie clearly demonstrates that the disease does not define who she is or how she wins. You are a great example of the power of courage, Bonnie.
After hearing these inspirational stories, it's a great time to remember those athletes who have passed away. Vernon Dyer, New Mexico Senior Olympics Board of Directors member, will assist us in ringing the bell in their honor. Mary Ann Hampton Acoma. Mary Heaton Acoma. Josephine Sanchez Acoma. Jean Duncan Alamogordo. David Marquez Alamogordo. Earl Johnson Albuquerque. Lorraine Johnson Albuquerque. Charlie Lober Albuquerque. Flo Darby Chavez. Howard Butch Frizzell Chavez. Eleanor Gigi Frizzell Chavez. Manny Lopez Chavez. Ellen Whitmore Chavez. Virginia Ginger Beck Clovis. Paul Cairo Cibola. Johnny Rodriguez Cibola. Robert Harper Clovis. Ellen Ruth Hauk Clovis. William Bill Lee Clovis. Joseph Joe Lekovich Clovis. Herschel Nixon Clovis. Harvey Ripto Clovis. Lavera Sowers Clovis. Orlando Trujillo Clovis. Dennis Wynn Clovis. Robert Class Doña Ana. Emma Jean Mays Doña Ana. Richard Fontaine, Eddie. Lupita Giron, Isleta. Nancy Beers, Los Alamos. Judith Didziak, Los Alamos. Patsy Boyd, Rio Arriba. Tom Holland, Rio Arriba. Victoria Lopez, Rio Arriba. Marie Lyons, Rio Arriba. Candy Naranjo, Rio Arriba. Santiago Naranjo, Rio Arriba. Suki Vicente, Rio Arriba. And Teresa Taro, Sandoval. During the parade of athletes earlier, everyone demonstrated great spirit. One group went above and beyond and will be recognized as the Spirit Award winner. I just got those results, and it looks like first place goes to Rio Arriba County. You now have the official bragging rights for winning the Spirit Award.
And now the fun continues because we get to select the name of an athlete who's going to receive a 2-night stay at the Isleta Resort along with dinner. The winner must be present to win, and we're going to have Mr. Mayor pick the winning person.
Okay, and the winner is, looks like Anna Roubeau. Did I pronounce that right? Let's get a pronunciation check. Could be Ruben. Could be Rubio. Any takers? Anyone named Anna? Just kidding. Okay, so Anna, I'm going to read your email just in case. Actually, no, I'm going to read your phone number just in case. 505-890-3789. Is that even his phone number? We could call her too right now. We should all call her. Okay, if she left, we're probably going to move on to the next one.
We got
so.
enough. Let's get.
Okay. So now we're going on to the next one. This is just like the bingo wheel. Okay, and we've got, this is a better batch because every name in here is supposedly here tonight. Oh, and another tough name. Peter Procopio from Gallup. Peter, are you here? Have to be present. All right. Okay, so let's try it again. I think this person's here. Lolita Natachu Zuni. Lolita, you're here. Congratulations. Come on down. You get to spend 2 nights at Isleta.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. Now we'd like to do a thank you to our sponsors and our many partners. An event like this requires many supporters, and as I recognize these supporters, I'd also like to recognize Lori Ann Keith, the past chair of the New Mexico Senior Olympics, and Dick Griffith, Vice Chair of the New Mexico Senior Olympics, who will also be presenting you, our sponsors, with an appreciation gift. Major sponsors for the event is Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Mexico, Humana, Jubilee, Presbyterian, and Smarty Pants. Major partners include the New Mexico Aging Long-Term Services Department, the City of Albuquerque, the County of Bernalillo, 2019 National Senior Games, and the New Mexico Department of Health. And on behalf of the New Mexico Senior Olympics, we'd also like to thank other event sponsors and partners, such as Visit Albuquerque, the University of New Mexico, AARP, Adelante, Bath Fitter, Loveless, Silver Sneakers, Home Instead Senior Care, Soar No More, America Bone Health, Stryker, Sonic, Elaine Santa Monica, United Healthcare. And if you could please come to the stage at the conclusion of the festivities to receive a token of our appreciation.
I'm gonna call Vern back up to the bell. I got a great reminder that there's two folks that we need to remember from OK Owinge. Charlie Archuleta. Herman Agoyo. At this point, I'd like to call Dick Griffith, Vice Chair of the New Mexico Senior Olympics and personal friend of Mr. Ernesto Ramos, to the podium. New Mexico was blessed to have Mr. Ramos as a champion and advocate for these games, and Mr. Griffith will lead us in a tribute to Mr. Ramos.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Anthony. With the passing of Ernesto Ramos on June 16, 2017, the family lost its husband, father, grandfather, and great-grandfather. The New Mexico Senior Olympics lost its founding father, and the board of directors and staff lost its guiding light for the past 39 years. Ernesto was instrumental in organizing the first Senior Olympics, which was held in Santa Fe in 1979, with 155 participants. This year, Senior Olympics will host 2,057 athletes. This figure does not include the three-team sports of volleyball, softball, basketball, which will increase the participants to approximately 3,000 athletes, thanks to the foresight and leadership of Ernesto. Due to the success of the state games, Ernesto and others were invited to St. Louis to help develop the first national games, which were held in St. Louis in 1987 and held every 2 years since. Ernesto served on the national board of directors for several years and was the board chairman in 1997 when the games were held in Tucson. No one in New Mexico was more elated than Ernesto when the national board announced that the 2019 games would be held in Albuquerque June 14th through the 25th. I heard him say on several occasions that his dream had come true. Ernesto dedicated his life to the seniors of New Mexico. For 36 years, Ernesto served as the state program director for Corporation for the National and Community Service. Which included the retirement senior programs, the foster grandparent, and the senior companion program. After his retirement in 2008, Ernesto became the Senior Service Bureau Director for the Aging and Long-Term Services Department. You would think that after all these years of working with funding for national and state programs, he could correctly count his golf strokes. It didn't matter how often he played or where, it just seemed to come up a few strokes short. We can attest, can't we, Casey? I knew Ernesto for approximately 38 years, and believe me, we had some great times. the board wanted to bestow the highest honor possible to Ernesto, and I have the pleasure of announcing that the New Mexico Senior Olympic State Games will now be called the Ernesto Ramos New Mexico Senior Olympic State Games. If I could, Andy, would you come up? We have a small token of presentation to the family.
Thank you, everybody.
Let me put this on there, the wind's catching it. Oh, okay.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Good luck to all of you. We hope you all qualify for the Nationals next year. Thank you.
I hope you're having a great time this evening. And now I'd like to say a huge thank you to the State Planning Committee, all the game volunteers, sports coordinators, local game coordinators, and health fair exhibitors. The New Mexico Senior Olympics has a gift for all of your hard work, so please come to the front of the stage after the program. There are lots of hands on deck, as you can see, to make sure that these games are a success. Good luck to each of you as you not only compete for the gold, silver, and bronze, but you also try to qualify for a spot at the 2019 National Senior Games. As we already mentioned, it's June 14th through the 25th in Albuquerque next year.
Before the torch run, I wanted to make sure, don't forget, immediately after the ceremony, we'll be having the athlete social. The roundabout band will provide some great music, and the enhanced fitness exercise class will provide some surprise entertainment. Elan Santa Monica will be serving some delicious free food, and New Mexico Senior Olympics board member Kelly Kane and her team are hosting refreshments tonight.
So now it's time to light the torch. So torch runners, can you take your places as we begin the official torch run? Here they come!
And then once they all stand on the, just turn it over to once they stand, then we'll the athletes over.
It is my pleasure to introduce to you your board of directors for the New Mexico Senior Olympics. Dorothy Terrazas, raise your hand, Dorothy. Lori Ann Keith, Jared Konensberg, Dory Sandoval, Vern Dyer, Dick Griffith, Pete Salazar, and Joe Quintana there in the end. Raise your hand, Joe. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. As a senior Olympian, I pledge myself to the spirit of the Olympics, the spirit of achievement, that I may reach my goals, the spirit of competition, which I may win or lose with pride and honor, the spirit of friendship, that I may be a true friend to those around me. Let the games begin.